Hi, this is Elisa Casella, and this is something I'd really like to use with my students. So I feel like I've got it partly done, but here goes anyway. Here we go with our 3-day project, so let's get started. In groups of 4 to 5, you're going to need to put something together for a band. What's the first thing? A cover page. That will include your band identity. What's the name of your band? What's your logo? You also want to include your contact information. What is in the band bio then? You need to develop a band bio, so what's in it? It's a paragraph for each member, but make it interesting. We don't need to know your name and how long you've been playing an instrument, what kind of songs you've written. Here is the kind of thing that we want to know. We do need to know your name and each of the individual musicians named. We need to know what instruments you play. But we want some sort of positive quote about your musicianship or your singing from someone else. Something about you written in the third person. So here's an example. Suzanne Palache has enough energy to power a small fleet of motor vehicles. It's a fuel that burns full throttle, ignited by the heat of her soulful voice and the power and passion of her performance. She fronts this band and brings together their sound. You will also need to produce demo recordings from 1 to 3 songs. Pick 3, or 1 or 2, that really show your brand, your genre, your style. So let's take a look at your band, because you're going to need an image or photograph also. Is this your band? What kind of music do you think they play? Why do you think they're dressed the way they are? Why do you think the band chose this image? How about maybe this? Is this your band? What kind of music do you think they play? How about this last one? Do you get any idea from the images as to who's in their band, what kind of music they play, what you can expect? Now let's take a look at some logos, because that's going to be something you'll need to do as well. So this comes from a website, and you're going to get this link. Let's check out what some people consider to be some of the most beautiful band logos ever. I think you recognize this one. Do you think you really need the words around it to figure out that this is the Rolling Stones? What kind of music do you think Korn plays? Why are the letters written the way they are, and why is the R backwards? You may not have heard of this band, but this logo matches them very much, with the trees sort of in the background. This is Yes, as you can tell. Van Halen's logo is an example of a formal design. Although interestingly, they changed the wings from straight to curvy when they announced the arrival of Sammy Hagar and the departure of the original vocalist David Lee Roth in 1995. How about Slayer? One of their albums was entitled Rain in Blood. This is Public Image Limited. The designer wanted the logo to look like a pill. Daft Punk is a French duo, and they are anti-celebrity. One of them explains, to us, the Daft Punk logo should be the star. The concept is to keep us more low profile than the music itself. For Kiss, the lead guitarist came up with this logo. This first appeared on their album Hotter Than Hell, and the master stroke was rendering the final 2 letters in stylized lightning bolts. And last but not least, Freddie Mercury designed this for Queen. There are zodiac symbols for 4 of the band members woven within this logo. So what are you going to have for your logo? What's going to communicate what your band is all about? So it's all about promotion, baby. You're going to need a cover page, a band bio, demo recordings, a photo, and social media web page, and there you'll need your band logo and photos and everything else as well. Your voice and choice. Let's hear your voice in your job with your band. Let's hear your band's voice. And what kind of choices do you have? You actually have a lot. You get to decide how you're going to design, what you're going to design, as long as you meet the targets. You even then get choice about the targets. You get to help as a class decide how your work is going to be evaluated or graded, and what kind of feedback you're going to get from your audience. But wait, there's more. Who will be the audience of your band's presentation? Well, your fellow students, teachers, of course me, teachers from art and digital photography. We're also going to have representatives, club owners, event planners, and music studio owners. How many of those I don't know, but a number of those. And we're also going to have other community members, maybe members of different bands. So you're going to be presenting to a wide range of professionals. And so we want to make sure that all of your information is ready to go. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty and make this happen. It's all about promotion, baby.